All right, guys, chapter 4, day 2. We spoke about your name, category, and description yesterday. Today, we're going to talk about your opening date, your contact information, and a little more about that. The opening date needs to be as long a date as you can remember, as far away as you can remember. It's going to show on your Google profile as X number of years in business. So if you've been working on your basket weaving business since 2015, then put your opening date as sometime in 2015. Nobody's checking this against your license or against your Secretary of State registration, so don't worry about that. Put in there the earliest you can remember working at what you do on your product. All right. Now let's be truthful. I don't want to say I was 4 years old when I started marketing, but I started hustling candy at school when I was 10. So I could probably say that. Anyway, phone number, that pretty much says it. That's self-explanatory. Your primary number so that people can reach you, secondary number if you have it, put those in there. Make sure they're reachable. Make sure you answer them when people call. Also, if you have a chat number, a text number that people can use, put that in. That's something that comes and goes based on what category you have. But as a marketing consultant, they allow me to have my chat number so people can message me right from my Google Business profile. Also, the website. Now that seems pretty simple, like it shouldn't be a big deal, but let's face it. If your website doesn't reflect what you do, maybe you could think about possibly changing the domain name of your website or getting an additional one that will more closely reflect exactly what you do. Now, McDonald's.com, if I didn't know that they sold hamburgers, it could probably be Old McDonald. I might think it was a farm. But let's face it, they're the largest real estate company and restaurant in the world, so they can use McDonald's.com. But bobsservices.com or bobsmith.com, if you're not an author, does not reflect what you do. Your Google Guru does reflect what I do, and who knew that .guru was a thing? So using the available resources to more efficiently and effectively show up for your potential client and for Google's algorithm to connect you to your potential client. That's what we're talking about here. Now, I will tell you with the social profiles, you need to make sure that you have those social profiles filled out. I mean, that you have to put all of those in there. And the more, the merrier, the more that you prove you are who you say you are by validating your existence on all the social media platforms. Google loves that. All right. So that's something that we need to make sure that we offer. And that wasn't even available in the first edition of the book. So you people are getting some new information here. Location and areas. Now, this is huge. I'm going to wrap up day 2 with this. If you do not have a brick and mortar with a sign very clearly stating that you are there, then if you put your address on Google and they send somebody to your location, Google has now sent them erroneous information. For instance, a lot of home-based businesses put their home address, but there's no signs that say that you're that business. So Google, back in 2022, wiped out a bunch of Google business profiles because they were home-based businesses. And so Google just said, we're suspending the profile. And all you had to do to get unsuspended was to go to location and areas. And if you notice, when I click edit, there's this little button that says I can show my business address. Okay. Now mine's turned off because your Google Guru is a studio in my basement. I go to clients, I teach clients, I work with clients all over the area, the state, and the country. But I don't have a physical location with a sign that says your Google Guru. So I turn that off. And then after turning it off, I tell Google, what areas do I serve? Now, I said I serve the whole United States. However, you notice on my Google profile, I did not put the whole United States. Think about this. If you are old enough to remember the Yellow Pages, all the different cities had different Yellow Pages. Because if I tried to put Houston and Los Angeles and New York and Charlotte and Atlanta all in one Yellow Pages, the thing would be so thick you wouldn't be able to find the right listing. It's kind of the same with Google Business Profile. It's a local search product. So for your other businesses that are online and you're worldwide and nationwide, don't try and market with Google to that audience because you're going to, number one, you're going to lose points with the algorithm. When it sees you're using it as an all encompassing the entire country, and if you just say United States, it puts in Guam, Puerto Rico, goes all the way up to Alaska. It makes it look really crazy. But if you just put in the area that you're in, then Google knows where to put you. And also, you don't water yourself down by being involved with such an increasingly large number of businesses that do the same thing you do, right? And so this is what you'll get when you put in your location by zip codes or by area codes. We use the county that we're in, Paulding, and then we use all the counties that connect with our county. So if I go back into my edit profile, you'll see that Cobb, Floyd, Fulton, Douglas, Cherokee, Gwinnett, Haralson, those all touch Paulding County. So I'm keeping myself in this nice little bubble that you can see outlined in red on this map. All right. And that's how they make sure to promote you in the right area, but not send people to a location where there's no signs or a business that they can just knock on the door and walk in. All right. So that's day 2. Go ahead and answer the questions. Make sure that you take the time to think about this. Think about what we're talking about with your opening date and your website. If you need more information about that, reach out to us. I would love to chat with you about it. You can do it through YouTube. You can do it through the website, whichever works best for you. My name is Robin C. Stern, and I am your Google Guru.